Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN just after 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We got 53 minutes left to go in trading in the day, and we got markets, man. Never said it before. 61.91. Yeah, we made it to 61.98, just shy of 6,200 S&Ps. Record territory on the close. If we finish at these levels, you're trading up 0.7% or 44 points in the green at 61.91. NASDAQ 100, some of those tech companies, like I was talking about on that top of the hour update, how about it, man? Just mammoth numbers, and look at this acceleration, right? We're up over 1,000 points from where we were. I was going to say Monday morning, up over 1,000 points in the NASDAQ 100, man. You talk about it. Excuse me, Dow up by 383. You see the Dow just off the highs, but nonetheless up by 0.9%. And check out the Russell. Now, Russell way off the highs right now, but you got lower yield, which the small caps have greater exposure to that yield curve when you go forward, as in they have a lot of short-term debt. So when you get those types of ratchets up in yield, that's going to hurt them. On the flip side of that, as we're getting this morning, man, because, yeah, you are getting some higher price and lower yield. We got the 10-year at exactly at 112 right now, and we are at 4.26. 4.255 to be exact, but call it 4.25. I got to get that one off. Things are moving quickly. Look at the move in this thing, man. It is a one-way trip from yesterday's prices at 111.13. This morning, we were chopping around 111.23, and we're at 112 right now. So you have the 10-year at 4.25. And yeah, the dollar making a series of lower lows and lower highs, and it has not stopped, basically, from January 13th. You're talking about from 110, and we are now pushing a solid 97 on the dollar. You're at the lowest levels when you back this up on a 5-year weekly, 2022, and we're breaking those lows, and man, you are doing it with some large bars. Okay, there is momentum to the downside right now in this dollar. 97.217 in the dollar. Dollar looks like it's heading to 90, man. And yeah, you know, a great question from my man Frank in the Tiger's Den this morning. I hadn't seen it when I was doing the show. And I talked about this. Frank says, you know, and I'll pull it up, but said, it's decoupling right now. And what happens maybe if you make that down to 90, do they recouple, right? Maybe that's the next acceleration to gold. Let's just say dollar's coming down to 100, okay, which is what I think it's doing right now. And even with that happening, gold is not catching your next leg, right? But I think that is the setup, Frank, if you're listening out there, that the dollar's moving lower right now. That's already baked into gold. Okay, gold is not catching another leg higher. Yeah, and you have extreme weakness, and the dollar and gold cannot catch it. But what can happen is exactly that. Okay, that you get that consolidation, and gold just needs time, and it's great. We're going to talk to our man Tim Ward, you know, and he's had some great calls on gold coming up. But this run in gold, man, keep your spikes up, because with this type of dollar weakness, you can't get a bid. That means something, okay? And it's decoupled, and they'll get back together at some point. They will, okay? But it's not happening right now, man. S&P's up by 45. We jump over to the VIX. 1642. Volatility is gone from this market, man. And I think we might be sailing into July 4th. That's the impression I'm getting right now, man. We got... you know, tomorrow's Friday. You come back, 3 solid days of trading. Thursday's a half day in the market. NYSE closing bell is July 3rd. Next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, closed on the 4th. And yeah, what's to get in front of this market right now, man? And check out these tech stocks. Meta, within about $14 of all-time highs. From 485 to 726 in the period of just 2 months. What a couple 60 days that we've been in, folks. Talk about Fibonacci's, man. Look at that pullback right to the 382. Right there on the April pullback from 740 down. Check out some of the other high flyers. NVIDIA, the biggest of them all. NVIDIA does a full 618 of its acceleration from where they were in the beginning of 2024. Let's take a look at some of the volume. So this is on a weekly. We got tomorrow as well. That'd be some decent volume. We got the end of today plus tomorrow on NVIDIA. Pull it back to a daily. That was a nice sign of strength on NVIDIA yesterday. That's how you want to see it happen, man. Some of the equities, some of the you look at the S&P, so look at the volume in NVIDIA, right? This is strength, man. And this is what's carrying the market. So this is strong for the market. Right now, short term, there's nothing getting in the way in the front of this market right now. Today says it all. Strong numbers on NVIDIA on that volume yesterday, but look at the S&P. Different story, right? Look at this drop-off in volume. Now, today we'll probably get some volume. We're probably going to do more than 857. We're already at 720. We get the whole hour left. And the NASDAQ 100 not as pronounced because you did have some of that. But you look at those volume numbers and look at what NVIDIA is doing. Let's check out Amazon shares. Yeah, it hasn't really had the acceleration on volume. Today we're up by 2.5%. That's going to be a big volume number, though. Amazon already doing 35 million shares. This is how you like to see it, man. This market, it shook off everything. And I think this might be the next push for higher prices. I know I'm kind of changing my tune, but I think that's the deal here, man. We're over all this volatility. The uncertainty levels of 1644 in the VIX. Nobody's stepping in front, at least for the next couple of months, man. Weeks, excuse me. As we get through that July 4th, we'll come back. I don't expect the geopolitical deal is paused right now. And I'd be surprised if it flared back up. Weeks past, things can change. But right now, we got a Fed meeting next month already in focus. All right. We're talking about that. President Trump might bring in a new Fed chair coming down the line, potentially September or October. Imagine what it's going to be like as instead of a transition period from next May where you're looking where you get a new Fed chair maybe in February, March, 3 to 4 months ahead of time, you're going to have somebody else and they're going to be talking. Okay, the person that Trump chooses, if he chooses them in October, they're going to be putting their views out. That's the reason why they're going to be in that position earlier. And I say that as in, I'm paying attention to this yield move, man. It is a move, we're a breakaway move, and I think this might be the beginning. And I say that as in, the market pricing in cuts for September. But guess what, man? It's about to be July. And you know how the market gets ahead, and it already is ahead. Okay, we just traded this month alone from a 109 handle to a 112 handle in the 10-year. But we're still just at 4.25%. And you look at how many times the 10-year, whether it's in 2023 pushing 116, last year pushing almost 116. I think we got higher to go right now as yields pulling back. Stay tuned, folks. We're coming.